You've unwrapped Mike's camera action. This week, you've got a golden ticket to our discussion of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's right, it's me, Alex, and I'm joined here with my co-host, Carl.
Oh, damn, he's called me out. I'm the co-host now, I guess.
Yeah, you're the co-host now.
No.
I'm the host.
He's beaten me out. I gave him the script for the episode, and now he's the lead.
Look at me. I'm the host. I am the host now. That's right, you're here with Alex and Carl on Mike's camera action. We're talking a film from my childhood, which is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We're going to talk about how Grandpa Joe is the real villain.
Definitely, that's the major topic we gotta get to on this episode.
But first, we're gonna run through the film a bit, because you brought up something and I only noticed it today. Is that the film is mostly built up.
Yeah, no, this film, it's really short. Like, it's only 100 minutes long, like on the dot. You've got opening credit sequence, end credit sequences are pretty short, but they take a little bit of time out. And then you've got about 60 minutes.
Actually, I would argue that the opening sequence is actually quite long.
The opening sequence, but it's still like...
It's thematic, but it's long and
It's also the time. Like, a lot of movies of the 70s were like very much, you know, credits up front.
Oh, yeah,
so it's not super long for that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like... And it makes sense why it is. Like, it's just, here you go, chocolate being made, that kind of stuff.
Also, I should make sure that everyone's clear. We're talking about the 1971 Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, not the 2005 abomination.
Gene Wilder is my Willy Wonka, not Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp, go away, please. Just in general.
So mean.
I'll keep Captain Jack Sparrow from like the first couple of Pirates of the Caribbean films, but then go away, Johnny Depp.
Take my Jack Sparrow away from me.
I'm not. Just like 1, 2, and 3 Jack Sparrow. The rest can...
I mean, that's the case for the movies in general, not just Jack Sparrow.
But yeah, so we're talking about the opening sequence. I felt it was quite long. I don't know what it was like when I was a kid. I've always felt it was long.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a kid, everything's long.
Yeah,
like, you're having to sit through stuff just not happening. That's just difficult for a kid to do.
Yeah, but it kind of makes me hungry as well, and I don't like that.
When you were watching it this morning, did you have to like pause it and go get a chocolate bar midway through? Like,
no, I paused it and started eating breakfast.
I kind of wanted a Kit Kat watching this movie, actually.
Yeah, like parts of it, like especially the start when you're just watching it, made you like, I could go for some chocolate. Yeah.
Super early on during the opening sequence in the Candyman can bit, I was like, man, I could really go for like a flake or something right now. And then when you get to the parts where you've got the chocolate river and Augustus Gloop getting sucked up the tube, I was like, maybe I don't want chocolate so much anymore. Nope. Maybe I'll pass.
I remembered the bit in the Candyman scene when he beats the kid with the... He opens up the thing and he knocks a kid.
Knocks a kid, yeah.
I was like, for a dude who's like really willing to give away free candy, he's surprisingly like harsh to Charlie when he forgets to pay.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to bring this up, but Charlie's not even in the store during the sequence. He's sitting outside.
Yeah.
So that guy does he at any point take people's money during that scene? Because he was like spooning out like...
Yeah, just giving it away.
M&Ms or something to people. He was handing out lollipops like it wasn't no thing. It's just, here you go, take some candy. And then you've got Charlie sitting there going, oh, but I'm too poor to afford any. Like, do those kids have a tab? Are they there every week?
Yeah, maybe they are.
Maybe they're recurring customers.
Yeah, maybe they are, and it's like just a bit of a gag. Maybe you had to pay to get in.
There's a doorway entry fee.
Maybe.
If you can't pay $5, you're out, kid.
I mean, like, it's kind of a bit rough considering Charlie is like poor, and it's like really mentioned throughout the entire film that Charlie has no money.
They beat you over the head that Charlie is a poor kid.
Yeah, it's like how many chocolate bars did you get? Oh, none.
2. Ah, yes, you opened 150 during the summer. How many did you get, Charlie? 2. Poor kid.
Yeah, it's like, you know, he's got 2. It's like, I can't work out that fraction. I'm like, why are you teaching math then, mate?
What is wrong with you?
Like, that teacher was just the worst.
I mean, he was a bad teacher.
I like how he's like, you know, how that entire spiel, it's like, all right, I swapped our schedules from Mondays to Fridays, so that means the tests that we have on Fridays will now occur on Mondays, but that means nothing because today's Tuesday. Yeah.
So, some of the writing in that scene as well, like, where he's just like, yeah, of course you don't know the answer, because if you knew it, you'd be teaching me this stuff right now instead of me teaching you, kid. Dude, chill out.
Yeah, it's like, chill, man. Just take a deep breath.
They're children. Teach them.
I mean, but I suppose it fits in with the whole Willy Wonka thing and Roald Dahl in general, where adults are bad.
Yeah, adults are terrible people. Do we want to get onto the Grandpa Joe discussion now? Is that what
Yeah,
we want? Do we want to go right into that? Because I feel like this is something you've been dying to talk about.
Grandpa Joe is the antagonist in the film.
Okay, so why do you say that Grandpa Joe is the antagonist?
Well, like the whole Grandpa Joe is evil is kind of a meme.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
like
not what I'm familiar with, but go on.
there's no real reason as to why Grandpa Joe is evil.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's sayno-to-grandpajoe.com. The reasons they give is a rat bag, an industrial spy, and, forgive the language, a bastard.
Right.
They're saying he's selfish and cruel.
Sure.
He's also a misogynist.
Yeah.
A pervert.
Right. I can get some of this stuff. Go on.
But like this is made through observations not only in the movies but also in the books.
The book? Okay.
And it's like how when like they pull up quotes that are just kind of out of context. But like one of the things that's realistic though is like Grandpa Joe is the corrupting influence on Charlie.
Yeah. Even in the opening sequence, like in that opening build, I was like, Grandpa Joe's really pushing this kid. He's just sitting there he's sitting there saying things like, you're gonna get the golden ticket, Charlie. You want it more. Like, and sure, he could spend his money on. Although I do have one good thing to say, which is he chooses to give up tobacco for Charlie, which is nice.
Yeah, but
like he says, no, kid, don't spend it on me, spend it on you. Help the family.
Also,
That's
just
a
like the
plus.
idea of Charlie trying to go buy tobacco. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's like 12.
Here, kid, go buy my chewing tobacco.
It's a pipe. 1 pipe a day.
Ah.
But like also when he gets the golden ticket, Grandpa Joe's like, I've won.
I've got a golden ticket.
Yeah, that's the entire thing. It's I've got a golden ticket, not we've got a golden ticket. Grandpa Joe is like, I'm the one with the ticket. Because he steals it from Charlie.
Also, he's a bit of a dick to that family because those 4 are bedridden. Like, Charlie's got his 4 grandparents, he's an only child, and he's got his 2 parents all in the house. His parents work really hard all day. His 4 grandparents are bedridden, but the second Grandpa Joe gets that little shred of happiness where it's like, oh, we've got a chance to get into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Well, I'm up and out of bed. Get me slippers, boy. I'm going for a walk. Like, you could get up the entire time, Grandpa Joe. You could walk. Come on, dude.
You can dance now.
He's been freeloading the entire time. What an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know why, like, he bothered. Like, if I was Grandpa Joe, like, I would have, you'd go.
Oh, Charlie, I would have taken my mother. She seems so nice and so pure.
Oh, good luck, Charlie. It's so sad.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Like, that's her song. That's his mother's song. And then Grandpa Joe comes in with I've Got a Golden Ticket, which sure, I love I've Got a Golden Ticket, but come on, dude. Your kid's dream has just occurred to him.
Yeah.
And it's all about you.
To be fair, it's one of those ones where, like, Grandpa Joe, I keep calling him Uncle Joe. I don't know why.
Got anything to tell us, Alex?
No. Whereas, like, Grandpa Joe's been, like, pushing him the entire time in order to get this golden ticket.
Yeah.
When he finds money, he pushes him to go. He's like, oh, go buy chocolate. Go get that ticket. Here is a chocolate bar for you. We've got to get the ticket. It's just crazy.
Did you notice that the only reason Charlie found that golden ticket is because it was faked?
Yeah.
The Candyman from the beginning originally says, like, in that scene where Charlie finds the golden ticket, he says, well, I have a chance to stop hiding these now, you kids.
Yeah, like
he has a throwaway line like that where he's like, I don't have to hide these anymore since the 5th golden ticket's been found, so go ahead, Charlie, you can have this one.
Yeah, but the whole thing is crazy. Like, the idea that the Queen is like
buying the last one in England at an
buying
auction.
the one,
Your Majesty,
last one in England at an auction. There's a white husband's been kidnapped, and the wife's like, maybe I don't want to know.
So I'll take this opportunity. I was talking to you before the show about my favorite gag in this entire movie.
Is it the computer?
It's the computer.
Yeah.
Just the guy saying, all right, I've built this supercomputer, like the marvel of electronic engineering, that'll tell us exactly where the last golden ticket is. And he starts typing into it, and it says, well, I'm not going to tell you. That would ruin the surprise and the fun of it.
That would be cheating.
Yeah.
And it's like, I will share you the prize.
I am now telling the computer that I will share with it the grand prize. What would a computer do with a lifetime supply of chocolate? I am now telling the computer exactly what it can do with a lifetime supply of chocolate. I love that so much.
And also, like, the psychiatrist, where it's I'm
God.
Archangel Michael, and he's telling me where the golden tickets are. Where are they?
Well, what's he saying?
And it's like, we told me.
It doesn't matter. It's all a dream. Where does he say it is?
And it's just crazy, like, the idea that, like,
The
this
world
world
goes
becomes
mad.
so insane for golden
The entire world
tickets.
goes crazy for these golden tickets. I love that. It's my favorite scene in the whole movie is the moment when everyone's finding these golden tickets and they're searching for them.
Yeah, it's like, why? It's super duper out of nowhere.
I mean,
like, I don't know.
Willy Wonka's a strange world. So if you look at this world of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, then it appears to be a vision of America where the lawsuit has been replaced with the chocolate bar.
What?
And I do mean this because for some reason everyone deals in chocolate in this world. It just seems like it's like this prevalent thing where if you're not making chocolate, you're trying to steal the secrets of it or you're enjoying it.
To be fair, no, I also, this takes place in England.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know two of the characters are...
No, yeah, two of the characters
are American.
Two of the characters
Mike
are
TV
American.
and Violet are American.
Two of them are German. One of
them's
there's
German.
There's Veruca, who is English.
Who is English, yeah.
And Charlie, who was also English.
So I thought it was American.
No.
I know, because it seems very unspecified. I think it was filmed in, like, West Germany.
Yeah, it was filmed in, like, West Germany.
It seems like a really odd, like, non-specific town as well. It's very generic.
I just remembered for kids, it's filmed in a really non-specific area, but the thing that gets me the most about the film is how weird it gets.
Okay.
So there's the
weirder than kitty murder.
There's the tinker. The dude at the start with the rolling trolley, and it's
no one comes in, no one comes out.
I forgot his line.
It's a line about how the factory gates are closed, right?
Yeah, it's a line, but it's like actually it's something like really weird.
There hasn't been a chocolate factory around these parts for 40 years.
Yeah, it's his line is up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen. We dare not go a hunting for fear of little men.
What the hell is this guy's deal?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like,
that's a really cryptic line to say,
he actually,
kid, there's a chocolate factory over there.
But, like, he actually makes reference to, like, little men, Oompa Loompas.
Oh, you're right.
And the reason why you don't break in, because the Oompa Loompas have, like, some sort of secret ninja task force.
Loompa Force 1.
Yeah, like, is that...
Oompa Team 6.
Like, it's one of those ones where it's like, wow, what the hell? Like, I remember watching this as a kid, and this weird dude just rocks up, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Okay. Who is this dude? Why is he here?
Why is this creepy man with a trolley coming past here? What's his deal?
And he's got like a whole heap of knives and stuff on the trolley as well.
Did he have knives on there?
Yeah, he's a tinker, so it's a whole lot of like metalworking stuff, and it's like including like big sharp butcher knives.
That's really weird.
I know.
That's really weird now that you mention that. That's really weird.
And one of the other weird bits is the tunnel sequence when they're in the...
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to get to this point eventually.
Yeah, I'll talk to you now about the weird bits.
Now, I've read through Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the book, once when I was maybe like 10 years old, I think. So it's been a long time since I read the book. Was it that there was nothing like that tunnel sequence in the book, was there?
No, I don't think so.
Or at least not the way it was shown in the movie.
Yeah, and like I think I've listened to the soundtrack, and the weirdest bit of the soundtrack is like, you know, you've got all the like images and stuff.
Yeah.
They just have the slow build up of the music, and then they cut in the screams.
Oh,
they cut in the terrified screams of the things.
That's a little disturbing.
And you've got Willy Wonka going, "There's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going. There's no knowing where we're going. Which way the river's flowing. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is the hurricane a-blowing? Not a speck of light is showing, so the danger must be growing. And there's certainly not showing any signs that they are slowing." And then the boat stops. Yeah. And that's like single most, like... And like the centipedes, the shotgun.
There's a line in there. There's a line in there about hell at one point that Willy Wonka delivers. It's really weird.
It's just what?
What do you think is the purpose of that scene?
I don't know.
What are they trying to convey with this?
I don't know.
It seems to me like they're just trying to build up your distrust of Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I think they're trying to add like an. It's like
or maybe he's actually the devil. He seems to have a penchant for contracts. Maybe he's Satan. Maybe the chocolate factory is a way of siphoning children's souls to produce chocolate for the next
it's just
40 years.
It's just so weird. Like the room that like so a lot of it's like shown off as being like harmless. But like the exploding gum, give it to your enemies, and it's like too strong? No, too weak. It needs more gelignite.
Yeah.
What? Mike TV almost died. Are you trying to blow his head off?
I mean, maybe. He doesn't seem opposed to kitty murder. If Mike TV had actually got his head blown off there and actually died, it wouldn't have shocked me. It would have been like, yeah, that's what you get for eating. That's what you get for eating unspecified candy, idiot.
Like, he seems very relaxed about the fact that kids almost die.
There's probably a bunch of Oompa Loompas in that room ready with a song for what do you get when you eat a random candy? Your head blows off, obviously, kid.
Yeah, like also like the whole butterscotch, butter gin.
Yep.
And then he leans in.
You got a little something on the side, Wonka.
And then he's like, candy is dandy, but liquor is quick. I'm like, whoa. Dude.
That's a great line.
Chill.
Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. I love that line.
Like, I know it's like a common like sort of phrase type thing, but still, like, out of nowhere from Willy Wonka.
Well, he's got a thing on the side. You don't know.
But I don't know whether or not... I think the whole thing is this is like... It's trying to like make the entire audience sort of distrust everything.
Yeah, I was reading this before where Gene Wilder said, I believe it was like the conditions for him playing Willy Wonka, and it was his entrance on screen had to be him hobbling out the door with that cane.
Yeah.
And just slowly creeping up, and everyone starts whispering, and they all start thinking, oh, okay, Wonka's a crippled old man. Then it gets stuck in the cobblestones, and he walks past without it, falls over, and turns into a somersault.
Yeah.
So immediately, the moment you see Wonka, there's a moment where you feel pity and you feel sad for him, and then it immediately flips on its head, and you don't know, and you never know what you're going to get with Wonka.
I think I read somewhere that the kids weren't told that would happen. Like, no one was told.
Really?
Yeah, and then he just did it.
I mean, I'd applaud.
No, but like, you know how they're like, oh, their reaction is real. It's like the whole thing in Alien, where when the chestburster comes.
Yeah, they didn't tell him. They didn't tell him about the specifics of the scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just like, yeah, Willy Wonka's gonna come out of there, just react to the whole spectacle of it, and then he comes out. Oh yes, I'll be with you in a minute, sir.
Yeah, and it's like, what the hell?
So. They get into the factory, and before he starts picking children off and murdering them, he gets them to sign that giant contract, which I love the contract. The contract's fantastic because it's just, the whole thing starts massive and then quickly boils down into completely illegible.
Yeah, frippery is one of the things. I've read some of the contract and it's like, what?
Is there like a place where you can find the entire contract written up? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I am looking right now because I'm wanting to know. I mean, there's a theory that the whole thing is it's actually just
it's a demonic pact to siphon
the
children's
whole thing
soul.
is that the word I'm looking for is that like each of them represent one of the 7 deadly sins. Because you got sloth with like Mike TV. You got
gluttony with
Augustus
Gloop.
Pride with not Veruca, the other one.
Violet. Yep.
And like especially her dad.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
You know, you don't really have lust.
No, not really. I wouldn't expect that from a kids' movie anyway.
Yeah, but like a lot of them.
I mean, I know what Willy Wonka's deadly sin is. Whew.
Yeah, it's like I found part of the contract, and it's just like, here as this management cannot be held responsible for any accidents, incidents, loss of property, life, or limb, whereas for damage caused by lightning, earthquakes, floods, fire, frost, or frippery of any sort, kind, or condition. Consequently, the undersigned undertake responsibility. Whereas during the term of this agreement, you will become and remain at the sole cost of and expense, and at our request, a member of good standing of any. It's just a long.
It's a lot of legal jargon, like sprinkled in with some like not legal jargon.
Yeah, but it's like
Dahl-ness.
It's sort of like in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think
I assume it basically comes down to the point of if you child who's about to be murdered get murdered in the process of being here, neither you nor your parents can sue us.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I would imagine that Willy Wonka would be facing a lot of lawsuits after that whole escapade.
Oh, not if he's protected by his contract.
Exactly. Like the contract is pretty much essential to him. He couldn't do what he does, which is take children's souls without it.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to take kids' souls anyway? They're not.
It makes the chocolate taste really good for another 10 years,
Actually,
Alex.
Oh, sorry.
You can close the factory, wait 40 years, do another golden ticket tour, put your soul into the body of a pure child, and then use all the nasty kids' souls to fuel your candy bars.
Is Willy Wonka a lich? Is that what liches do? Gotta look into this.
Actually Satan.
Yeah, worse than Satan.
Some sort of eternal demon. That's how he's been around for 40 years.
Excuse me while I make this a D&D character.
He's my new D&D villain.
Yeah, it's Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. He has a nice factory.
But yeah, like, so, like, there's all that stuff going on, and it just, like, puts you on edge.
Yeah.
Nothing about it sort of, like, is consistent and makes sense. It's just, this is weird.
That's pretty much like the entire thing with Wonka and his chocolate factory. Nothing is as it seems. Everything is there to deceive you and go wrong.
Yeah. Snozberries taste like snozberries. And like
the snozberries actually taste like
but
snozberries.
like the issue that I have is that then Veruca turns around and is like, snozberry? What's a snozberry? And he grabs it by like the face, turns her around and is like, we are the music makers. We are the dreamers of the dream.
It's really weird. What's the point of that?
Willy
What's he
Wonka
trying
is
to
really
say?
off-putting.
Yeah, he's a little bit Willy Wonka is like... So Gene Wilder's a very friendly-looking guy. Like, everything about his demeanor and the way he presents himself, very nice and friendly-looking. But then he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
And seeing Willy Wonka just grab a kid by the face and just be like, we are the music makers. What does that mean?
I don't know.
What is he saying?
It's terrifying. Why do you need that?
Why is this in the movie? Who wrote this? Was this Roald Dahl or the other guy?
Yeah, it's like, why do you need this like entire line? Anytime anyone has a complaint, it's... So I'm a bit deaf in this here. All questions and complaints must be submitted in writing.
Save all questions till the end of the tour.
Yeah. Something in German, response in French, and like just keeps going.
Yeah, he'll never take a question or an answer properly.
Yeah, it's like next time, speak up, open your mouth a little more widely.
Yeah, open your mouth a little wider. In the process of it, I don't think he ever answers a question with a straight answer. Yeah. I think it's always like something very Wonka. It's something very like roundabout, or the process of him saying the answer makes you have more questions.
Yeah.
You've told me what you mean, but what's a vermicious knint?
Yeah, what's a kinid?
Kinid, that's it.
Yeah.
If that girl's a lady, then I'm a vermicious kinid.
God damn it, Grandpa Joe, that's not cool, man. Not cool. Like, he calls Violet a nitwit for not listening to Mr. Wonka, and then the next scene, he's like, no, I'm going to drink this.
Yeah.
No, let's drink this, boy.
Don't drink the fizzy lifting drink. Hey, Charlie, you want to drink the fizzy lifting drink? Mr. Wonka's not here.
The worst part is like, you've seen what happened to the other two kids.
Yeah, you've seen this happen twice, and you're about to be the third. Does it make it better that you're doing it, not the child? Like, where's the line here, Grandpa Joe?
Yeah, like, you're worse than Charlie. Charlie is at least responsible. Charlie's like, oh, I don't think we should.
I mean, he doesn't take much convincing in this, in that scene. He's like, hey, Charlie, you want to drink some fizzy lifting drink? And he goes, oh, yeah, Grandpa Joe, let's do that. That's a great suggestion.
Bit weird, yeah?
A little bit.
I don't know why you bother. Like, why would you... What? Uncle Joe, Grandpa Joe, why?
Speaking of Grandpa Joe being the antagonist, let's bring that back around.
Yeah.
All right. If Grandpa Joe isn't the antagonist, there isn't one.
Yeah.
Good screenwriting is just, you need a protagonist, you need an antagonist, you need someone to do something, someone to work against. This is a very odd movie because it kind of doesn't have that.
Yeah. It's like
it calls into question of who's it calls into the protagonist is Charlie, but like it's like his difficulty is getting the golden ticket.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's all about Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Like the first hour is Charlie, and then the next half hour is kind of like Willy Wonka murders children and goes on this like it's just an exploration of the factory. And then the last 10 minutes leading into the credits is back to Charlie saying, "You've done it, Charlie. You've made it, kid.
Yeah.
You know what happened to the guy who got everything he ever wanted? He lived happily ever after."
Yeah. So there's 3 parts. I think there were 3 villains.
Okay.
Grandpa Joe.
Sure.
Willy Wonka.
Yep.
And Human Nature.
Sure.
Human Nature is sort of like the major villain in this.
It's kind
whereas like the other 2 are like vessels of it.
You could be sort of led. The movie kind of leads you to believe that Slughorn is the villain. But in this case, he isn't. Because while Slughorn's a minor character in the book that just kind of comes up and then fades away, this guy's there for every golden ticket. Like, every time someone finds one, he's on scene, ready to go. Like, hey, kid, listen, I got a proposal for you. Here's how I'm going to make you rich.
Yeah.
And then it reveals at the end that he's never been a villain the entire time. He's just there so that Willy Wonka can make sure kids aren't exploiting his secrets.
That's why I think Willy Wonka is the villain, part of the villain. Because like, in terms of like the fact that he's the one that puts up resistance and tempts the kids into doing the wrong thing.
Oh yeah.
He's the one that wants to like get the gobstopper, and the whole thing about the fact that Charlie gives the gobstopper back.
Yeah. It shows that he's doing an act of kindness.
Yeah, but what if Charlie just wanted to eat a gobstopper because he's poor?
In all fairness, Charlie is the most equipped to take one of those gobstoppers.
Yeah.
He needs it the most. Like, one of those could feed him and, provide for the family for a bit. Well, like, that's a device to end world hunger is what Willy Wonka's made.
Yeah, but no.
But no, Grandpa Joe wants his $10,000, which he can get for cashing it in with Slughorn.
Yeah, well, I think the thing about Grandpa Joe giving it to Slughorn was the fact that when he found out that Charlie wasn't getting any chocolate.
Yeah.
I think that was the trigger. It wasn't like...
No, it's not like he went in there saying, hey, kid, Slughorn will pay us big bucks. Make sure you grab one of those gobstoppers.
Yeah. I know that, like, Charlie and, Mike TV has obviously gone in.
Oh, yeah.
He says...
When we've just got Charlie and Mike left at the end there, and they're in the what is it, the Wonka-mobile?
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called? I think it was Mike's mum who mentioned something about, or Mike says to his mother,
do you think Slughorn will pay extra for
do you
this?
think Slughorn will pay extra for this? And she says, just shut your mouth, kid.
No, she's like, keep your mouth shut, eyes open.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So Slughorn's definitely pitched to everyone. Like, we've seen Slughorn whisper into everyone else's ear on the TV or just in scene. So we know everyone's like heard him out at least, but we know those two for sure.
Also,
definitely doing that.
Also, the fact that Mike TV's dad suddenly just remembered, like when you said TV and stuff. Mike TV's dad said he'd buy him like a Colt 45 when he was 12.
Yeah, he'd buy him a real gun when he was 12. Yeah,
so you got to wait till 12.
So thank God that kid's only 11 or whatever right now, because if he was 12 by the time this movie takes place, Willy Wonka would have been gut shot.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is.
Well,
he would have been killed.
That's how he introduces
yeah, exactly.
Pow.
He goes for the gut shot immediately. Willy Wonka would have been dead.
Yeah.
Thank God he gave out those golden tickets when he did. If that kid's birthday came up, my God, can you imagine? Thank God that kid's dead now and feeding the masses.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where, like, if you look at the parents are like the worst aspects of the kids.
Okay, I'll get to this now. We were talking about antagonists. Do you want to go into antagonists, or do you want to go into a segment I've thought of?
Okay, we'll talk about antagonists.
Okay.
Because talking about human nature and stuff, like building on from that, like the parents are the worst versions of the kids.
Yeah.
They're all enablers.
Absolutely.
I mentioned that Violet is pride.
Yeah.
And her dad's even worse.
Her dad's pretty terrible.
Yeah, her dad's like easily one of the worst characters.
That's actually a segment I want to get to.
Yeah, you got
about
Augustus Gloop's dad, who eats a microphone.
Yeah, as soon as they put the microphone in his face, he just bites the top of it off.
Yeah, he eats an entire thing off.
Yeah.
You got Mike TV's mum, who apparently is a teacher.
Yeah. But
like is willing to let her kids sit in front of the TV. You got Veruca Salt's dad, who like he's not really greedy. I think he just doesn't not a fan of Veruca.
Okay, do you want me to go on? Okay, I might get onto that segment idea. So I want to know, who do you think is of the five parents? So we've got Veruca. So of the ones that go on the tour, so Mike's mum, Violet's dad, Veruca's dad, Augustus's mother, and Grandpa Joe. Who do you think is the worst of all five of them? Which one is the most monstrous human being? Because I think I have my idea on who I think is just the worst of the five.
I mean, you've got Violet's dad keeps trying to be friendly. He's suspicious of a contract because of what he does for his business. He tries to be friendly. He asks Veruca's dad what business he's in.
Yeah.
He's just trying to make friends. He keeps cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Bit bad, but like not like evil. Not like he's just a bit. He's a crooked car dealer.
He also immediately, like the moment he talks to Willy Wonka, he immediately goes in with his sales pitch. Like, he immediately starts saying, like, hey, Mr. Wonka, I'm, this guy, and I'm here to sell you some cars. You want a car? He immediately starts off with the sales pitch and gives him, like, the one line,
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones where, like, I don't think he's the worst character.
Nah, there's nothing really malicious or evil or just terrible about wanting to succeed in business.
Yeah. Veruca's dad's a bit, like, he keeps trying to buy things, but it's only because Veruca is also awful. It's not him himself is awful. He's just like trying to placate his daughter, which is especially shown like how he's the only parent that has a bad thing happen to them.
Yeah. Like
all the others sort of just get carried away to look after their kids, whereas like he goes in.
He jumps down the chute as well to the furnace.
Yeah.
Really. Like,
but whether or not the furnace is on or not,
it's up for debate, which if it's on, she's dead.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, Willy Wonka probably killed kids. He may or may not have just murdered Veruca Salt and her father.
Mike TV
Has to get taffy stretched.
Yeah, Mike TV. That happens in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, he turns out like paper thin in that movie.
I think that actually happens in the book as well, though.
I can't remember.
I think you actually find out what happens in the book. I don't remember though.
It might have been Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, it's a bit weird. Like, his mum seems very combative. She's willing to, like, a lot of them take Willy Wonka at his word, but she's like, hang on, no. She's like very like full of pride and like
ready to fight him.
I know what's best, you know. And that's, I don't know. There's Grandpa Joe, and we've talked a lot about Grandpa Joe, and
Grandpa Joe's not perfect.
I feel like Mike TV's mum is worse.
I think the worst of the 5 might be Veruca's dad.
Really?
I think so.
Why?
Because he is the most enabling person on the planet, and it's doing terrible things to his child.
We didn't discuss Augustus's mum.
Yeah.
Which is almost the exact same thing, though.
Yeah.
The only thing is that we don't see it.
I think Veruca's dad is terrible because he's got his nut-shelling business, like his peanut business.
Yeah.
And the moment Veruca says, I want one of those chocolate bars, or one of those golden tickets, he shuts down everything. He turns his entire business from a profitable nut-shelling company, which seems to be doing decently well for itself.
Yeah,
like he can buy his daughter whatever the hell she wants.
He's got a whole bunch of staff members like that.
Yeah, he's got a full factory full of people shelling peanuts all the time. They can just take off the clock to start unwrapping chocolate bars for him. So he pulls all that. So he's no longer, not only is he not making a profit, not able to pay those people as well as he could have before, but now he's spending money on crating in chocolate bars by the masses in order to unwrap them for his daughter.
I don't know. I don't know. I still feel like I get that, but like at the same time, like when you cut to the TV section of Mike TV,
it just seems to me like he's a weak-willed individual.
Yeah.
And he's letting his daughter just walk over him so much, and it's not healthy for anyone in that relationship. And even then, like, I think Veruca might be the worst of the children, just by far. Like, Violet's irritating.
Yeah, Violet's irritating.
Mike's a bit of a... Mike's probably going to kill somebody.
Yeah, I mean, like, of all of them, at this point, most of them are just irritating.
Yeah, most of them are just take an annoying child and ramp it up to 11. But Veruca's just horrid.
Although, like, Mike TV's mom is also, like, very proud of the fact that her kid's never been to the dinner table. He eats all his meals in front of the TV.
So dumb.
She's like, oh, I don't think he's even been to the table, and, like, is proud of that. I'm like, why is that something to be proud of? It's like, you won't get anything out of him until there's a station break. I'm like, what the...
That friggin' kid, just pull your eyes away from it for a minute. How'd they even get him up to get a golden ticket? How'd they even...
I don't know.
How did he get a golden ticket? And then from that, how did you get him away from the TV long enough to go on that tour in the first place? Exactly. Do you think a lifetime supply of chocolate is worth that kid leaving the house? I don't think so.
Exactly my point. Maybe you thought he'd get money so that way he could buy a bigger TV or something.
With a lifetime supply of chocolate, you could buy many TVs. There's never a station break if you're on every station.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where, like, I get what you mean about Veruca's dad, like, being the worst.
Yeah, and he just lets it happen. And
Veruca's mum, like, also lets it happen, though.
She lets it happen, but her dad's the one who she berates. She's the one who died. Like, she immediately... We see one scene with her mother. And in that scene, like, she looks right past her and right to her dad and says, I want it, Daddy. You give me exactly what I want, or I'm never talking to you again.
The scene with Veruca's mum is when is actually the scene where she gets the golden ticket.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and her mum's just there like a happy child or something. Some line... And it's like...
But she doesn't have to do anything. Like, I feel like that woman has it so much easier because she can just tune it out if she needs to.
Yeah, but I feel like that's worse because she doesn't try and step in.
She's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, none of the parents in this are good except Charlie's mum.
Charlie's mum's amazing. She's an amazing woman.
Like,
she's so supportive and lovely in every way.
She like, takes up... She's a laundress, you know. Spends all her money on cabbages for cabbage soup.
Not even cabbage soup, cabbage water.
Oh, is it?
That's what they called it, just cabbage water.
Oh, no.
It's so awful.
How do they live?
It's just watery sludge.
Oh, that's bad. Like, bread looks like a banquet. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, for Charlie, bread is a banquet. And the fact that Veruca's going, I want a chocolate bar, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, please get stuffed.
This bish.
Please turn off.
She's the worst child by far. And I feel like her dad's, by extension, pretty terrible.
Yeah. But like I said, like, all the kids are basically an extension of their parents.
Yeah.
That's the real thing, is that like none of them are sort of...
Thank God. Is Grandpa Joe on Charlie's dad's side or his mother's side?
I don't know.
Because it seems to me like he'd better be from the father's side, because he definitely couldn't have given he definitely couldn't be he can't be the influencing factor on Charlie's mom.
None of the other like grandparents have any lines.
They have very few.
Grandpa Josephine says, "I did the tassels."
Unlike Grandpa Joe, they're actually bedridden for real.
Yeah, like
they
Grandpa
can't just get up and put their slippers on.
Grandpa George, I think, doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Because Grandpa Joe's like, Grandpa George and I, and it's like,
Let the man speak for himself.
Yeah. I've seen other stuff with the actor that plays Grandpa Joe. He's in the Poseidon Adventure.
Really?
Yeah, he's quite good.
Oh, that's cool.
Overall, like, the villains are adults.
Yeah.
Because they're all like the extension of human nature.
Every piece of art has a meaning behind it, has something the filmmaker is trying to convey. So what do you think the filmmaker of this is trying to convey? What do you think he's trying to... What's the topic sentence of Willy Wonka?
Poor kids get chocolate. No, it's something like, I don't know. It's something... I think it's something like really cheesy, like be true to yourself. Being pure of heart gets you like what you want. Like it's something really generic.
Adults are corrupted. Adults are corrupters, and you should ignore what they say, children.
Well, they are. They're the ones that corrupt the kids.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, Augustus's parents was feeding him all the time.
Yeah. They all enable like the worst parts of their kid. It's just the way it is.
Except Charlie doesn't have a dad, so.
I was actually going to ask you if Charlie's dad made much of an appearance.
Charlie's dad died. That's the
did
thing.
He? Oh,
yeah.
crap.
It's actually actively referenced that it's
okay.
It's actively referenced, like, you know,
How'd I miss that?
It's been tough since your dad died, basically.
Oh, I must have missed that memo.
Yeah, you did, probably.
I was just too taken aback by, you know, how amazing the rest of his family was.
Except Grandpa Joe.
Except Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe.
The villain.
Yeah, but like it's one of those ones where like all these characters are sort of like even the Candyman a little. The teacher for sure.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Joe Peck, he's not too bad. He's but like you barely see him.
It's also impressive that all of the golden tickets were found by children, except for Veruca, who was found by a staff member. The rest of they're all found by a child. I mean, when meanwhile, you're like the adults are the ones who are unboxing the most. Absolutely, people like the Queen are buying out the last chocolate box in England. That kind of stuff. So it shocks me that the children are the ones who have them.
Yeah, I think
except for the guy in. Was it Paraguay in South America
who didn't have one?
Yeah, who didn't have one, but that was the one. I mean, you know, it's not going to be him because it's just like, yeah, but you're not a child, and you're not even on TV. You're just a picture.
What would have happened if Charlie had opened up the wrapper like the next day? Only 4 golden tickets have been found. Because like it's a good thing that Willy Wonka he lives in the same country as Willy Wonka because it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like that's the weirdest...
Lucky him, he couldn't afford a plane ticket.
Yeah, like how
a lifetime supply of chocolate doesn't pay for your flight to random West Germany town.
Exactly that. Like, how would he have gotten across? He would have not have made it.
Like, yeah. Good luck do a few more paper routes, kid. Eventually, you'll be able to make good on this golden ticket.
Yeah, it's like, what would he have done? Like,
sell it to Slughorn.
Slughorn like, up with the golden
exactly.
ticket.
Like, it's like Slughorn's there. Like, Charlie, I'll pay you all this money so you can buy a nice new house for your family. Instead, just Charlie says, "How about you give me like twice that?" And then you go get yourself an everlasting gobstopper. Could Willy Wonka have refused Slughorn at the door? He's like, Slughorn, you found the golden ticket and you brought your mother along. You can't come in.
And then you see like old lady Slughorn. Come on, let my sonny in.
Let my boy Slugsy in.
And starts beating Willy Wonka with a cane.
Actually cripple him.
Yeah, just take out the leg. Like creeps in quickly.
Oh God, it's an old woman. Oompa Loompas, defend your master.
But like that's another sort of thing that puts you a bit on edge, like the fact that it's tomorrow. It's like,
Time's
that's tomorrow.
That kid.
Time's running out. It's just an entire thing where like everything is disorientating. Nothing is as it seems. Which works pretty well. Like overall, like the film sets out to disorientate its audience.
Yeah. And
like it does almost all the time. Especially the factory is like the most obvious, but like even the teacher, like his like
don't feel safe in that classroom. Ooh.
Yeah, even as I was saying about the whole this change of schedule for Mondays and Fridays have been swapped, so the test on Friday is now on Monday, but today's Tuesday, so it doesn't matter.
Does that mean the test isn't taken? hey, we missed the test. Guess we don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I think they had a test every Friday, so the Friday test is now on Mondays instead of Fridays. But either way, it's just a bit weird.
It really is.
But like he delivers that line so quickly that it's disorientating.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's also kind of, once again, it's written in the same way that Roald Dahl writes.
Yeah.
And it is a screenplay written by Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it has those nuances of his style, like it has his style in it. And so that's just the way people talk in his books. That's just, they say things in this odd pattern, and they throw in words that mean nothing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Strange phrases.
It's super weird. Also the fact that at the same time Wonka keeps quoting stuff, and the entire time he's just like quoting. He quotes Merchant of Venice, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, The Importance of Being Earnest, like just constantly. It's just so weird. I don't know why that happened, but it just happened.
He just wants to sound poignant.
Yeah, it's like why would you?
If I quote Merchant of Venice, people will think I'm smart.
Yeah, it's like why would you have done it? Just so weird. Just don't know. I don't know.
Right.
This film is just so confusing.
Do you have any other notes you want to talk about while we're here?
No, I think that's it. I think I've let out a lot of feelings about this film.
You vented a lot about
vented
this
a
film
lot
from your
about
childhood.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where like I've seen it in the cinema actually. Like
Yeah.
it's the Astor showed it like it in the cinema once.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I went, and it's like it's still really good for watch, but it's just getting a bit weird now.
I don't know if it gets weirder with time. I'm not sure if that's even something that can happen with this movie.
Yeah, or like stuff that I accept like as a kid, it's like watching it, it's like what?
And that's going to be something that we're going to touch on a lot next week.
Yeah,
Because next week I've decided to pick. So I didn't have this film originally lined up on our calendar, but then I started talking about it a few weeks ago and thought, no, this has to be in it. I have to. I've written a review about this movie once. I have talked about this nonstop. I need to get this off my chest on air.
Yeah.
So next week for my pick, I have decided that we will do Transformers the movie, the 1986 one based on the Generation 1 cartoon.
Damn.
It's something that I saw so many times as a kid, and like it's Transformers, it's giant cartoon robots, so you just kind of go along with it. But I saw it 2 years ago, and just 2 years ago I was thinking, yeah, I'll watch Transformers the movie, that's awesome. And I've been wanting to talk about it since, so I think this is going to be really fun.
All right, fair enough.
So we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you catch up on, make sure you watch the movie, make sure you follow us on Facebook as well, and we will catch you guys next week for Transformers.